Hi team, hope so all of you are doing well. So in this video I will discuss about the new type of analysis which we have to perform from onward now. So this type of analysis is named as where to invest, and we have to perform it for each and every retailer every month. And in each file we have to perform for all of the segment top lines on which we are working currently, just like chewing gum, bubble gum, chew, jellies, lollipops, power mints, and then marshmallows. So this will be the final look of our report sheet which we have to create. At first, I will discuss about a little bit about this report sheet, that what we have to create, and after that I will move towards the working of this sheet, that how we can retrieve this data using the help of our pivots. So what we have to, what is required to do, we have to perform the analysis in which we have to divide our slides in this slide in three parts according to the time period. For first, we have to work for the MAT, I mean 12 months. Then we have to work for L3P, which means last 3 months. Then for LP, which means last month. So we, for these three types of the time period, we have to calculate the value, which is sales value, WB, ranking, then VMS percentage of extras brand, and then VMS percentage of Mentos brand against these outlets or sites. And we have to retrieve or find all of these attributes or all of these values for these three time periods against these stores. So let me discuss that why we are just choosing Mentos or extra brands, because we are doing it for one PVM brand as well as its comparator. So in chewing gum, we have to choose Mentos as a PVM brand, and as a comparator we are using the extras. But it's not specific for each segment top line. We are choosing the different brand and different comparator. Just like if I will discuss about jellies, we are using the Chupa Chups brand from PVM, and as a comparator we are using the Haribo. So these are selected, and we have to work for those selected brands. So let's go towards the working sheet, that how we will make the pivot, that we are then able to retrieve all these types of the values. So I will discuss about the chewing gum segment top line, and you just have to copy the report sheet, working sheet, and each and every sheet, and I will discuss a shortcut with you by the help of which you will create the report sheets in less time. So let's start from the first table. At first, what we have to do, we have to find the sales value, WB, and ranking. So for this, go to the working sheet and let's start making this pivot table. So in this first pivot table, what you have to do, you have to place the mat and segment top line in the filters. Make sure that you have selected the mat from the sales master and segment top line from the SKU master. Then drag the site into the rows, and this site is selected from the sales master, not from the store master. Then it comes to the summation values portion. So here you have to place the sum of sales value, or you can say sales value, then WOB, and then again you have to select the sales value. This last sales value is not necessary for the time being because we are not using it currently, but might be possible in future we will use it. So it's up to you, you will place it here or not. But for the first one, we will have to make sure that you have selected the sum of sales value by going to the value field setting. Make sure that, yeah, from the summarize value by sum is selected, and show values as no calculation is selected. Now for WOB, go to value field setting and choose average instead of the sum. From the show values as, make sure that no calculation is selected, and then go to the number format and check that whether the percentage data type is selected or not. If any other data type is selected, go to the percentage and hit OK. So your first pivot is ready. Now what you have to do, you have to sort this table or sort these things from largest to smallest according to the sum of sales value. What is your next step? We have to calculate the ranking of these stores also. So it will be possible that in future we will have to add any other attribute, any other or more attributes in this table. So after that these tables will be merged, or this will create any issue for us. So to avoid any issue, what we have to do, we will give the reference of the store name written here, two columns period, and write the manual numbering in front of it. So these two columns are used for retrieving the ranking of the store. Now our this portion is ready. What you have to do, just select the segment chewing gum from the segment top line, and from the mat select the 12 months, last 12 months. Just like if we are working for November's data, so you have to select December 2023 and then all the months of the 2024 till November 2024. So these are the 12 months. So this table is ready for retrieving the sales value, WOB values, as well as ranking for the mat. So you have to copy this table and then place it after few columns. Now just change the mat from here. As this table is for L3P, select last 3 months, just like you have if you are working for November's data, select September, October and November from this pivot. You don't have to do any changes other than this. So now again copy this table and place it after a few columns and select um, only 1 month from here in the mat, as we are working in as in this pivot we are working for last period. So if our current month is November, and I mean we are working for November 2024, so we have to select the November 2024 from mat. So this portion, I mean these portions are ready. So now we have to make the pivot or generate the pivot by which we will retrieve these two columns, these VMS values of PVM as well as its comparator brand. So for this, let's make other pivots. So what we have to do for this, let's create a pivot in which you have to place mat, brand and segment top line in the filter, site in the rows, and sum of sales value in the summation values portion. Then make sure while checking the value field setting that sum is selected as by in the summarized values by portion, and in shows values as percentage of column total is selected. Now what you have to do, you have to, as we are working for chewing gum, you have to select chewing gum, and at first we will work for Mentos, so select Mentos, and then this is for the mat time period, so select the 12 months from this mat. Now copy this and make two more copies of these pivots, and in from one pivot you will have to select the time period according to the L3P, and from the other pivot you have to select the mat according to the sorry years according to the LP. Now your tables are related, VMS tables are ready according to the Mentos. Now copy all of these tables and paste them again, and just what you have to do, you have to change the brand from Mentos to Extra. You have to select Extra in these three pivots, because these are the tables from which we will retrieve the values for comparators. So now your all the pivots are ready. Now if we will discuss that we have to work it from onward for each and every retailer and every month, so it will be time consuming that we will select the math for every segment top line from every sheet. So what you have to do, as I have discussed in the previous videos, that we have first slide in which we have created the slicer for mat this year, mat last year, L3P this year, L3P last year, then LP this year, LP last year. So what you have to do, just give the names to these pivot tables. Just like this is the table of mat, let's suppose I am giving it the name mat. For L3P I am giving it L3P. For LP I am giving it name as LP. Then again for this table, as it is related to mat, so we have to select the 12 month, I will call it mat 1, then L3P1, L3P2, sorry, LP1, then mat 2, L3P2, LP2. You can also name them according to yourself, but make sure you will do this before copying these slides or making copy of these slides for the other segment top lines. Then after that, what you will have to do, you have to connect these matte portions to the matte this year slicer of the first sheet, which is marketing executive summary slicers. Just same like connect these L3P tables with L3P this year slicer of first sheet and LP tables of this sheet with the LP slicer of the first sheet. This way, by help of this, what's the is that whenever we will make our first slide and select these months from that slicer, or these tables will these pivots will automatically be updated. Now all the tables are ready. Now move to the chewing gum sheet. Here we have to apply the formulas, but before applying the formulas we have to write the outlet names or site names here. So go to the first table, which is mat table, copy these names and paste them here as values. Now for retrieving the sales value, WOB and ranking, we have to use our these tables. What you have to do, you have to apply the VLOOKUP formula for which you are tracking that if you will find this store name in the first pivot, this one, just retrieve its second and third column to get the sales value and WOB value against that store and drag it till end. Now for ranking, what you have to do, will have to apply the VLOOKUP again, but for searching you will give these two columns and it will update that it will be updated every time whenever we will sort it, and if any store's ranking will be changed, these are linked, so these will also be changed. So what you have to do, just give the reference of these two cells and it will give you the ranking. Now it comes to, let's first work for Mentos. For Mentos, go to the Mentos mat table, this one, and give the reference of these cells to retrieve the VMS value. And for the extra, go to this table, comparator VMS percent mat, and retrieve the values from this one. So you have to apply the VLOOKUP formulas from three different pivots for mat this year portion. After that, you have to apply the same formulas here and here. What steps are required? Just you have to change the column's name from the working sheet, because for mat we are giving just like from C to F columns, but if we are giving the columns for L3P, we have to give the column from N to Q, and same for all the others attributes, and same case you have to do for LP. So make sure you will adjust the formulas in a right way. After that, what you have to do, you have to make this coloring. So for this I have make this copy sheet which will work if your data is up to 500 rows. So just use the format painter from here, select this whole sheet, use format painter and then press here, and it will color your all the data accordingly and to apply the formatting in all of the sheets. But there are still some not availables and blank values here. So what you have to do, you have to copy this, make a copy of this sheet just like chewing gum dive report. Copy this sheet, okay, and paste it as values here and apply the formatting here also. So now just or use the replace option, just like select this whole portion and then go to the replace option and give a command that if there is hash n by a, replace it with triple blanks, and same for blank values. So your first sheet will be ready. Now you have created it for the chewing gum. Now after that, you have to do the same working for all the other segment top lines. For working sheet, you have to create copies of the chewing gum, bubble gum, chew, jellies, each and every segment top line. Create all the create the copies for all the segment top lines of this working sheet. Then simple chewing gum, bubble gum, and this sheet will contains the formula, and if I will paste it as values again here, then for each and every month we have to apply the formulas again. So it's easy that we will create a simple copy sheet, and in copy sheet we will replace the not available and all the other errors with the blanks, or you can say no sales or any other thing. So just create these copies of these three sheets and select the segment top line from each sheet. Just like if I will show you from jellies, you can say I have selected the jellies from each and every pivot. As well as what other working you have to do, you have to select where for the VMS percentages, you have to select the selected brand. Just like I have discussed that from PVM portion, we have to select the Chupa Chup brands, and from the comparator portions, we have to select the Haribo brand. So you have to, for the first time, you have to do it for every single sheet, every single table. But after that, you have selected Haribo, jellies, each and everything. You just have to select the mat in the first sheet. Then what next step? What is your next step? Come to this sheet, copy this table, sorry, these outlet names, paste them as values here, and yes, just this one working. Then after that, copy this, place it here, and just replace any not available or blank value here with these three dashes. Yeah, one more thing you have to check, that if we are working for in this month we are working for the 60 stores or 50 stores, in next month maybe new store will be added. So always keep check that the formula is applied till the end. In same case here, always check that this concat or this reference is applied till end. So this is the all working you have to perform. For the first time it will take a little bit more time, but after that in 10 to 20 minutes or this analysis will be ready for all of the segment top lines. Thank you so much.